Hello, mixtresses and mixters. This is Mixtress Ray. You're watching Mixtress Video, and today we're going to do a pick a card reading for the month of October, but specifically focusing on leading up to the full moon in October. However, which the full moon is Friday, or not Friday the 13th, it is Sunday the 13th. In 2019. However, if you end up seeing this video at some other time, just know that it was meant to find you whenever it finds you. So it doesn't have to be a full moon. It doesn't have to be October 2019. Just enjoy whatever messages come through for you that seem like whatever resonates, basically. If something resonates with you, definitely focus on it today. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm already realizing I'm going to have to zoom out a little bit. I like to be as close to the cards as possible, but it would make sense to zoom out because this is going to be a 6-card reading for each group. Yeah, I'm liking this aesthetic, guys. Okay, so how I chose to do it is I have 3 separate tarot decks, but we're going to use the same oracle decks for each one. So just to go over what those are first while you're choosing your pile, I'll just go over the oracle decks we're using for each pile. We're using Dark Mirror Oracle to kind of talk about some shadow aspects of these readings. We're using Halloween Oracle and Lay Vampire Oracle. So every pile will have a card from each of those. And then depending on which stack you choose, this one includes Marigold Tarot, the second pile includes Tarot of Vampires, and the third pile includes Halloween Tarot. And the stones I chose kind of based on, I've already looked at the cards and made some notes for each pile, so I'll be a little bit more informed on your general themes instead of just doing everything off the cuff like I always do, which I'm fine with that too. But today I wanted to be a little bit more studied. Let's light the candle. So this is a smoky quartz crystal here. This is amethyst, and this is I believe this one's red agate. I get red agate and carnelian confused, but I'm pretty sure this one's red agate. Okay, so take a few deep breaths, pause if you need to, on whether you want to choose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set aside piles 2 and 3, and we'll start with pile 1, because that's how numbers work. Okay, so each of these piles is going to get 3 tarot cards and 3 oracle cards. So hopefully I'll be able to fit them all on the screen here. But if not, we'll have to figure out what to do from there. Got one card that's not going to fit. Sorry, guys. I figure things out as I go. You know what? I'm going to have to move some of my aesthetics out of the way a little bit. How about that? So we can get everything on here. Nope, still not going to work. These Blue Angel cards are so thick, or so big. That's what I meant to say, not thick. You know what I'm saying. This is what you wanted, right? An ASMR video of people arranging cards on a table. Is that a thing? You know what? It doesn't actually matter what order these are in, so let's just do it this way. I don't want you to feel like this one's less important just because it's up here in the corner, because it's absolutely important. Okay, guys. Okay, so what we're dealing with here is it's a little bit of, this is some shadow work. And I actually, just to give you a little bit of background about the Dark Mirror Oracle, what I did, each card in the Dark Mirror Oracle is associated with a moon phase and a stage of grief. So what I chose was all waxing and full moon phases. I separated the waning and the new moon phases in the deck out, and I only shuffled the waxing and full moon phases because right now, as I record this, it is October 3rd. It's my birthday, actually. Happy birthday to me. It is October 3rd, so we are currently 10 days away from the full moon, and we are actually almost at, I forgot what you call it. Do you call it the third quarter if it's about to be full? I think you do. So we're almost at the third quarter moon, and this is in the northern hemisphere. So apologies if you're in the southern hemisphere. This will not necessarily relate to you. I know your moon phases look different. Yeah, let's do it like that, because I want you to pay attention to the Seven of Swords, guys. Sorry, I keep rearranging things. This is just what I do. So when I do these pick a card readings, I'm going to be doing a lot of rearranging on camera, because I'm a Libra and I want things to look pretty. Okay? I want them to look pretty. Okay. So you got, and I decided to use this kind of as timing as well. So since you got the moon phase in our piles, your moon phase is closest to the moon phase that we are in now as I record this. So I think your issues in particular are more prescient. They are things that are happening right the fuck now. And what I see overall with your reading, so you've got hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes from the Halloween Oracle. You've got the monster within, internal struggle, personal challenges, wanting to improve from the Les Vampyres Oracle. Hiding your true self from the Dark Mirror Oracle. And again, it is the third quarter moon phase, and the stage of acceptance is acceptance. The stage of grief that this card is associated with is acceptance. And in your case, I think this is kind of acceptance reversed, because you're not completely facing your true self. And then, of course, your tarot cards, Seven of Swords, Knight of Rings or Knight of Pentacles, or Discs, or whatever you call it, the Earth suit, and Queen of Swords. And I apologize, like, perpetually there's going to be dog hairs on everything in my life. It's just like, it's just how it is. So what I see here by looking at all these cards together is that there's something. Now, I don't know if this is, I'm thinking this is a pretty interpersonal with your home life kind of situation. So I don't know if what we're dealing with here is the monster within you or the monster within a person that you're living with. And being that the Seven of Swords is here, you're definitely dealing with, there's some deception, hiding your true self, Seven of Swords, monster within. And the fact that we have a hearth card here means that this is something that is happening inside your home. There is something that's happening behind closed doors that is not something you would want the people in your life that don't live with you to know is happening. So, I mean, this could get a little triggering, because the first thing that my mind goes to is maybe there's some abuse going on at home. Maybe there's some domestic unrest. And these two cards here, the Knight of Rings and the Queen of Swords, tells me that there's someone in your life that is counseling you right now. There's someone that's saying, and the Knight of Rings is Virgo and the Queen of Swords is Libra. So you don't have to, that's just a little extra juicy bit in case you do have a Libra or a Night or a Virgo in your life. And that's also the phases that we're in right now. We're currently in Libra and we just left Virgo. So if you're watching this in October of 2019, again, and we've got the current moon phase here, this is something that is happening right now. This is something that needs action right now. This card in the guidebook, The Monster Within, it deals more with self, more about like self-discipline and creating a habit of, like, she's practicing the violin and she does it all the time because she wants to be good at it. There's some self-discipline that is, I feel like there's some self-discipline that is definitely lacking in the home life. So it might not even be something as dark as domestic abuse, which is where I just automatically go because my brain is dark like that. I have my own shit that I've dealt with. But if it isn't something that dark, then there's something going on at home, maybe some healing of a relationship, or maybe it's you're thinking about moving. Um, there's some stuff going on that there are people in your life that have been, and this could even be you, these could be aspects of you that are telling you that it's time to cut somebody loose, or it's time to cut something out of your daily home life that is causing unrest with you and the people that you live with. And if you live alone, this is all of this struggle is within, which could definitely be, obviously you're dealing with your own inner demons. This is a very shadow work spread right here. There's some things, if you, so you need to identify, since this reading is for a lot of people, I would ask that you identify right now, is this someone else you're dealing with that is deceiving you, or are you deceiving yourself? Are you the monster within? Are you hiding your true self? Are you hiding your true self because the person you live with, you feel like they wouldn't accept the real you? A change is definitely needed and some shadow work needs to be done. There are some things that need to be faced. You've got this Queen of Swords, so either this is yourself or someone else in your life that has been telling you what's up. They've been like, look, you need to deal with this. They've been telling you for a while now. And it is no accident that there are swords in each one of these cards. He's got a sword at the ready. She is currently ready to strike. And there are 7 swords in the 7 of Swords, of course. So my overall, there's something that you need to face that you know you've needed to face for a long time. And it has to do with your home life, and it has to do with your own internal struggles. And it could very well be that you just moved in with someone and you're not showing your true self to them yet because you think that they're going to see a monster inside you. So you're lying about something. So maybe you freshly moved in with a person and you're realizing that you're not used to that. And so you're hiding aspects of yourself and lying about aspects of yourself and living at home where you're supposed to be the most yourself, living in a way that's not true to who you actually are. But it's time to tell the truth. It's time. Let's see. So I made notes. Let's see, what notes did I make here? In the Halloween Oracle guidebook, when it talks about the Hearth card, it talks about Vesta, which is, I think, Roman. It's either Roman or Greek. I think Greek is Hestia. Hestia and Vesta, I get confused because they're basically just Greek-Roman versions of the same goddess, which is a goddess of home, hearth, and fire. And it talks about how you define home. So this is definitely an internal work kind of situation. Whatever you're lying about in your home life or with the people that you live with, it's time to open up. It's time to tell the truth. It's time to reveal your true self. You may think it's a monster, but you would be surprised. People are accepting. And this Knight of Rings is a soldier. So you might very well reveal this truth about yourself that you have been hiding to the person that you live with, and they might fight with you. They might say, "Yeah, I understand. Those are some demons. You got some shit to work out, but I'm here with you." And Virgos are very loyal. So, the Knight of Rings and Virgo just together, very, very loyal. So you might be surprised that if you reveal these things that you think are going to be a deal breaker to the person that you live with, they might actually back you up more than you think. Or conversely, this could, I mean, for those, since this reading is for a lot of people, if the monster within and the Seven of Swords are actually symbolizing someone that has not been good to you, that you live with, that has truly not been good to you, and you've got someone in your life that's been telling you for a long time that it's time to get out. There's someone telling you that it's time to get out, and there's someone else in your life that is very loyal and will help you get out. These swords mean cutting something off. They mean revealing the truth. And either way, whatever your situation is, there's something in your home life that needs to be brought to the light. There's some truth that you need to tell. And it's time. There's something that you've needed to face for a long time. And whatever that is, bring it out there, because there are people that are going to back you up, whether that's the person that you live with or whether that's someone that's going to help you move out. Because I would encourage you to sit down and really ask yourself what you want your home life to be. Because especially with relationship shit, if any of this is relationship shit for you, people move in with someone because they think that it's going to fix the issues that they have in their relationship. They think, well, if we could just live together, we could fix this. And they forget to ask themselves what they actually want. And living with someone is a big test. So if you're living with someone for the first time, not like you've never lived with someone before, but with this particular person, you're living with them for the first time. You've just moved in with them. This is a trial period. This is a probationary period. And you might need to bring that into the light. Like, look, we've done this thing. How do we move forward? Because you're finding out all those issues that you find out when you first move in with a person. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The only thing that's important in a relationship with another human being is that you both agree on what you want from each other and from the relationship. So if there's something you want from the other person that they can't give you, you got to decide how big a priority is that thing that you want. Can you get it in other relationships in your life without being disloyal? So it's just a lot of questions and a lot of shadow work I see in your future for full moon of October. Spend some time really reflecting on what you want out of your home life and what truths need to be said that you've been holding back. Okay, that's the message for your full moon October pile number 1. Okay, let's get into pile number 2, babies. Okay, and I'm going to do this on camera because that's what kind of bitch I am. I'm writing down the timestamp. Pile number 2 starts at 19 minutes. Okay, guys, are you ready? This is fun. Okay. I'm going to just put this over here since this is such a big image anyway. It's not going to get lost even if it's on the edge. Aesthetics, y'all. Like I told the people in pile number 1, I spent like 10 minutes arranging the cards in there. Not really 10 minutes, but I did spend some time arranging the cards in their reading, and I'm a little bit more ready for it with yours. Okay. So if you're thinking, why is my reading shorter than the first one? Just because I didn't have to arrange the cards for 5 minutes in yours. That's all. Okay. Hi, pile number 1. How are you? Or 2, sorry. Hi, pile number 2. How are you doing? Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of space cleansing for you guys because we dealt with some kind of heavy stuff in the last reading. Not to say that we're not going to deal with heavy stuff in yours. We could be. But I just kind of want to clear that energy. Just clear it away, clear it away. How are you guys? Okay. So what we've got for your cards, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of list them first. Are we unfocused? Oop, just move the camera down. Thirst from the Les Vampyres Oracle. Craving, Compulsion, and Obsession. Gilded Regret from the Dark Mirror Oracle. Skull of Stars, Infinite Possibilities from the Halloween Oracle. And then your tarot cards are from the Tarot of Vampires. 8 of Skulls, which is 8 of Pentacles. Death, and 3 of Grails, which is 3 of Cups. Okay. Oh, I'm excited. So, your reading, I'm hitting puberty, you guys. Your reading is, the overall message, I think, is think bigger than society wants you to. Try to focus on what you really want, what you care enough about in your life, goals wise. Let's move this so we got a little bit less shadow on this card. What is important enough to you that you want to work on it this hard? The 8 of Skulls is all about, like, you're in the middle, you're in a flow state. You're in the middle of a slog of just checking off all those boxes and getting things done. And this one's actually, I kind of put these in a weird order, but this one is the first card that came, second, third. So we're kind of looking at this as past, present, future. So what I think happened, okay, and I explained this in the first pile, but if you just went to your straight pile, then with the Dark Mirror Oracle, each card has a moon phase and a stage of grief associated with it. So what I did is I separated out any waning or new moon phases in the deck, because as I record this, it is October 3rd, and we are in a waxing moon phase right now. We're in the 3rd quarter moon. And this is like first quarter. Or wait, are we in the 3rd quarter? I don't know how that works. We're in the half waxing stage right now. So this is what the moon looked like. Actually, this is what the moon looked like last night and the night before, as of my taping of this. And I think I'm going to upload this today. So this should be pretty current for you if you're watching this video as it came out. So I decided to use the moon phase that comes up as in the Dark Mirror Oracle as kind of the time signature for these issues for you. So this is something that you're dealing with right the fuck now, or you've dealt with in like the last week or so. This is going on now. This is what's happening. And what's happening is you just did something that, what this card tells me, Gilded Regret. So this little fairy creature is obviously like Queen of the Forest, but she doesn't like what she did to get her status. You know, she's upset about it. Gilded Regret. And you're currently in a big change moment. So my first thought is you just either accept, this seems to be career related in my opinion, or job related, or something that surrounds goals and big things in your life. So you either just accepted a position that to others looks like success, but you don't think it's the right thing. It's like you were just in this moment of like checking all the boxes, getting shit done, feeling really good about what you're doing. And then you just made a decision that you're immediately regretting, but you're putting on this face of like, no, I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this crown. This is the authority that I wanted. This is it. This is the one. But I feel like that's not it. So I think there is a big change that needs to happen, but I think you need to break it open. There's something that you think, whatever this new, it's possible you just accepted a new position that's kind of like you, like maybe you just took a position in like a, maybe you just got a promotion at work, but that promotion means that there's going to be a lot less time for you to do the thing that you're really passionate about, which has nothing to do with the position that you just took. So I think now is a good time for you to sit down before you're too deep into this new thing that you just accepted. Sit down and really like do some journaling, do some soul searching, and decide, what is that thing that makes you so happy that you were just doing? That you were just doing like less than a week ago probably, that you where you had that flow state. And if you've never heard of flow state, it is this psychological concept where, and we've all experienced it, where you're like doing something that you really, really enjoy doing, and like all sense of time goes out the window because you're in the middle of doing it. Like I'm in a flow state right the fuck now, guys, because I'm doing this thing that I love. I love doing tarot readings. Love, love, love it. And if you like a more personal reading from me, see the link below. Okay. I love doing it. And I just looked at my watch like 2 seconds ago, actually, and I was like, oh my God, fuck. It's so late. I had planned to be done with this a little bit earlier than now, but I'm enjoying myself. And so I'm stuck in it in a good way. So I think you need to ask yourself, what are the goals that I'm achieving right now that I actually want to be achieving in my heart of hearts? And what are the goals that I'm achieving right now that I'm doing it because of what I think other people will think of me? What boxes am I checking that I'm checking for others, for status? Um, wouldn't you rather be happy than have the gold crown on your head? You know? And sometimes, I mean, this is a working hard card that is going to have rewards. You know, this is going somewhere, but this is also going somewhere with purpose. And this Three of Grails tells me that there are some people in your life, maybe even just one or two, that feel like your people. It's your coven, your close knit group. And those people are people that you can trust, because this death card means there's big change going on. And it's possible. And right now it feels like you're right on the verge of it going either way. It could either go towards, you know, infinite possibilities, or it could go towards an obsession in a good way or a bad way, essentially. So this obsession card, it looks kind of bad, you know, like addiction and shit. But it could just be this Eight of Skulls mentality. You know, if you're pursuing what you're actually really fucking passionate about and working really hard at it, then you will break open to the bigger possibilities in your life, to the actual goals that you really want, your real priorities. But you're you're right on the edge of like, you could go either way. You could either make a decision or you just made one that could lead you down a path of maybe you'll have all the money that you want, maybe you'll have the retirement fund and all that shit, but it's not actually what you want. It's not actually what fulfills you and makes you happy. It's not actually your true purpose. So whoever, I would say, seek advice from the people in your life that you know will give you the real true advice, that will give you the advice that is based in love for you and wanting you to be happy. Don't ask the people for advice that are just going to tell you, yeah, of course you want the promotion, of course you want more money. Like, it's not a given. It's not inevitable that you just raise higher and higher in the ranks. Like, okay, I'm going to make a Star Trek reference. Sorry for any of you guys that don't care about that. So I've been rewatching Star Trek Next Generation, and a continuing plot line in that. I feel like this is coming up for a reason. A continuing plot line in that show is Riker, who is the first officer, which basically means he's second in command on the Enterprise. There's a continuing plot that comes up a lot with him, that like people are always offering him command positions on other ships and he doesn't take them. And it's an interesting philosophical thing because, you know, every time they deal with it, like, well, why not? You obviously have what it takes to be the captain of a ship, but he doesn't want to take it. And it's not because he's scared to ascend, or that's not the way I see it anyway. It's because he genuinely enjoys being second in command. He genuinely likes the work that it takes to be supportive to the actual captain. He doesn't actually want all of that responsibility. He could handle it, yes, and it's validating to him when he gets all these offers for other to be a captain. But that's not what he wants because he's loyal to who he is. And that, I'm not saying that, like, the takeaway here is that ascending for the sake of ascension, going higher up in the ranks of whatever your position is just for the sake of doing it because everyone thinks that you should, is not necessarily the path to happiness. I think that this card is all about thinking bigger. And that means looking through all the shit that's happening right now and breaking it open. Like, what do you actually want? What is the happiness, the flow state? The last time that you were, ask yourself, so this is a question to ask yourself. Last time you were in a true flow state where you forgot all sense of time because you were enjoying what you were doing so much and you were working really hard and it was completely the work itself was rewarding. When was the last time that the work itself was so rewarding that you lost all track of time? That's the possibility. That's the thing to pursue, because that's the thing that's going to carry you through big changes into opening up doors for a better, more enjoyable life. Okay. There you go. Thank you, pile number 2. That's exciting, though, actually. Your shit is exciting. That's your reading that you'll get from me. Your shit is exciting. Enjoy it. Okay, time for pile number 3. So I'm going to change my page here because I have some notes for you guys. Hello, pile number 3. Wait, I was going to write down. Okay, I forgot what I was doing. Okay. So, pile number 3. You got the Halloween Tarot, and I think your reading actually is probably the most lighthearted of the three. So let's get into your cards. Sorry, my desk chair squeaks. It squeaks, it squeaks. All right, are we all in here? Yes, we are. Okay. So, let me just go ahead and outline your cards first. From the Les Vampire Oracle is Hunter, Aggressor, Tracker, and Provider. Dawn, from the Halloween Oracle, the Light After Darkness. From the Dark Mirror Oracle, the Child I Was Meant to Be. From Halloween Tarot, King of Imps, which is also King of Wands. Five of Imps, which is also Five of Wands. And then 10 of Pumpkins, which is the same as 10 of Pentacles. Out of coffee, guys. I'm out of coffee. So, some of the notes that I made for you, your overall message is you're going to have to take the reins into your own hands and pursue what you want yourself. And you're going to have to be a little bit disruptive to get what you want. The King of Imps / King of Wands is the entrepreneur. And there was also some themes like the child I was meant to be, Dawn, achieving the things that you want. There's some family energy going on here that you can view several different ways. So I always view the 10 of Pentacles as being like an ancestral healing, a family healing card. It's about bringing all the generations together and healing. And also 5 of Imps is about like petty conflict. So I feel like there's, and the child I was meant to be, this card tells me that there's something in your childhood that didn't go as planned. And this could be like something small, like you just don't, if you want to have kids of your own at some point, if you've already had kids of your own, you don't want to raise your kids the same way that you were raised. You want to do right this time. And that kind of tells, and the King of Imps is very much like charismatic dad kind of energy. So I feel like this could possibly mean for you that you, and Dawn, that's the beginning of something. It could be that the goal that you actually want to set for yourself right now is having kids of your own. Or maybe you think that you would fuck them up the way that you were fucked up when you were growing up. But I don't think that's true. I think that you're going to do a much better job because you can. And a full moon is a very pregnant energy too. So if you're thinking about kids, I think all of this is very positive. But this could also just be, I think there's just family healing in general going on here. And I think you are going to have to be the leader as far as resolving those petty conflicts. So whether those conflicts are in your past and in your childhood, and you're going to heal it through starting a family of your own, that's one way you can look at this. But since this reading is for many different people, it could also mean that there's some shit whenever your family gets together. I mean, that's everybody, right? Whenever your family gets together, there's some fucking petty arguing going on. But I think it has the potential to be healed. And I think the way that can be done is that you are going to have to fucking do it. This card is about, the Hunter card is all about taking the reins and realizing that the goals that you want to achieve, you've maybe been relying on other people to kind of make it happen for you, but you're going to have to be the hunter. You're going to have to be the charismatic leader. You're going to have to be this King of Imps. you're going to have to be, and you might even be a Leo, you're going to have to be this guy or girl that fucking disrupts the arguments, the regular shit that goes on in your family life. You're going to have to break it up and give them someone to lead, because you're at the dawn of a new era in your family, whether that means making a new family, or that whether that means healing old childhood trauma with your siblings. Like maybe you and your siblings dealt with some shitty stuff at the hands of your parents, and you and your siblings could get together and just start healing that shit without your parents around. Maybe it's time to like create a monthly sibling gathering where you guys can talk about the shit that you went through, or not talk about the shit that you went through, but just be together. And this, the Five of Imps is kind of about, it's about conflict, but it's about conflict in a gossipy way, in a petty way. It's like you could just put these sticks down and be friends. So the first few times you guys meet back up again, you might be at each other's throats a little bit, and you just got to get through that little veil of like, just argue about the same shit that you guys always argue about, but get through it and be kind of a mediator in the arguments, be kind of the bigger person, and keep you guys focused on sorry, got like a little bit of a family interruption of my own there. So you'll have to be the one, you'll have to be the bigger person, and you might have to, and that could even be, so I mean obviously we're dealing with lots of different possibilities here. So you might have to be the one that brings everybody together. And I think this disruption has to happen. I think whatever this like petty conflict that you guys always get into, you're gonna have to just head into it, let it be disruptive, and maybe even add to the disruption yourself. You're gonna have to be in there and be honest and let it happen, because once you get through this petty conflict, you're gonna break open just sort of like this beautiful, ideal family life that you never thought you could have. You could be the child that you were meant to be, even if you're 45. You can go back to. I would also ask yourself, whenever you were a child, go back to a time in which you feel like you were still genuinely yourself. Who was that person? Because we've got new life going here. So she's growing life here. This is about a new beginning. The imps slash wands in general is all about like achieving things and just like fire, moving forward. This shit is happening fast. This shit is happening now. And it's up to you to be the one that steps in. And I feel like there's just a beautiful opportunity just right there waiting for you, that when you grab it, it's going to break open everything for you and your family. Whoever you think of as your family, whether those people are related to you or not, there's some tension, there's some fighting that's been happening, even if it's not, even if it doesn't originate all the way back to your childhood, that once you take control of the situation, people will follow your lead. So that's pretty exciting. I'm getting just like this really good feeling in my heart chakra for you guys right now. It feels good because it feels like you're right on the precipice of figuring all this shit out. Oh, one thing I forgot to explain. With the Dark Mirror Oracle, each of the cards has is associated with a stage of grief and a moon phase. So what I did was I separated out, as I record this, it's October 3rd. We're in a waxing moon right now, and the full moon is on the 13th. So I separated out all the waxing moon and full moon phases that were in the deck, and I just shuffled those for these readings today. And you got a full moon card, and the stage of grief is acceptance. So you are literally, and I chose to have it mean the moon phase mean kind of like a time signature for you guys. So whenever you watch this, I feel like because you've got all this fire energy going on here, you really could, this healing could really begin in the next 10 days. It's 10 days till the full moon. It could really be coming up for you very quickly in the next week or two. In the next week or two, there's something you can do to become more of a leader in your family, to break through this petty bullshit, so you can start heading towards this beautiful Ten of Pumpkins energy. And it could even be like, I keep going back to this whole like choosing to have children in your life, which is not something I normally think about because I personally don't have children and don't plan to ever have children. That's not a path for me, so it's not something that I would normally think of as a possibility. But it could even be that bringing new life into your family through pregnancy of your own is going to break through this shit and take it away. That might start the healing. By a new child, it's going to bring healing to everybody, because like maybe you and your siblings have cut off ties with your parents because that was the safe thing for you to do. But you've kind of been at each other's throats and you haven't been able to look past what you guys went through growing up. And maybe bringing a new life into the situation will break it through. Or again, maybe just getting together and allowing yourself, because it's uncomfortable whenever you're around your family and you're arguing about stupid shit and you argue about the same stupid shit every single time. It sucks, it's repetitive, it's boring, and it feels icky. But that's not a reason to not do it. Go ahead and do it. This is just the surface layer. Get through that surface layer and the healing will begin. You know? Healing is on the way, guys. All you have to do is take charge and be, because you know exactly what needs to be done for this family healing. Whatever it is, you know what needs to be done. So if you take charge, they'll be willing to follow suit as long as you approach it in the right way. Like, you know what it is, because whoever your family is, whether they're blood or not, they're people you know really well. So you know exactly how you need to approach this whole thing. Whatever goal you want to make happen with your family, you can't, it's not going to resolve on its own. You're going to have to be the impetus. You're going to have to be the one that decides, we're going to hang out every Sunday, goddammit, whether we like it or not. And after, like a month of Sundays, maybe you guys will start breaking through to the meat of what you needed to discuss all these years. Get through that bullshit, the script that everybody's got. Your younger sister has that thing that she always bitches about. Your older brother has that thing that he always bitches about. Your uncle has that thing that he always bitches about. Whatever it is, get through it, because great shit is on the way. Like actual healing of your childhood is possible through dealing with the shit that you got going in your family now, because those issues originate from much older issues. Okay, let me look at your notes and make sure I said everything. You're gonna have to be a little disruptive to get what you want. Yep, I pretty much said everything. It's time for you to be the leader in your family situation to get through the petty shit that's going on right now. And I see it being beautiful, because if you start that healing process now, you're going to be good to go by Thanksgiving, And if you got some of that healing, it's not going to be like that next time you see your family is going to be Thanksgiving, where you're going to talk about all this petty bullshit and it's going to ruin your digestion. If you get through some of that petty bullshit now, you could actually have a good time with your family on Thanksgiving. Like, new concept, guys. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you're interested in a more personal tarot reading from me, check the link below. I have readings on my Etsy shop, and I love doing readings for you guys. So head over there, and I will see you there.